My name is Junior Walk, and I was born and raised in southern West Virginia in a small coal camp called Eunice. This is where my family still lives and where I and my fiance live today. The images that you're about to see here were captured about a mile away from my home. This is the Brushy Fork coal slurry impoundment. Coal slurry is the byproduct of processing coal, whether it's mined underground or in a massive mountaintop surface mine. Either way, it has to be taken to a processing plant and put through various chemical washes so that it is legal to burn in a power plant so that it fits within Clean Air Act regulations. So this unlined earthen dam is filled with all of those things that are not allowed to be burnt and put into the atmosphere, as well as the chemicals used to process the coal and take those things out. This impoundment is the largest dam made of earth in the Western Hemisphere, and at its crest is actually taller than the Hoover Dam. It holds back 7.8 billion, with a B, billion gallons of this liquid toxic waste. And it's directly over the heads of me and my entire immediate family. And on top of all of that, they're allowed to blast within 300 feet of the face of that thing for one of their massive mountaintop removal sites. So the coal industry has played a large role in my family history. My grandfather was an underground coal miner for 20 years, and my dad worked in a prep plant. So did I straight out of high school. You got to realize that there aren't really very many options where I come from. If you're not lucky enough or wealthy enough to be able to go to college, you're either going to work for the industry, you're going to go into the military and leave, or you're going to sell prescription drugs and poison your own community in that way. It's been this way there in Appalachia for well over 100 years, ever since large landholding companies came in and bought up the vast majority of the land there. 93% of the entire land mass of the county where I live is owned by these outside landholding interests and has been for over a century. So what are we supposed to do about it? I personally have spent the last 6 years of my life fighting back with any tactic I've had at my disposal. Anything I can do to put a wrench in the gears of this industry that's been killing my home for years and years. I've been trying to do it. But thank you. But I didn't start this fight, though. I didn't start this fight. I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. People like Larry Gibson and people like Judy Bonds, who dedicated decades of their lives to fighting for their communities because they watched as the people and places that they loved were treated like collateral damage. I've worked for years with the organization that Judy Bonds helped to found, Coal River Mountain Watch. Though Judy passed away a couple of years ago, we've continued to do our best to continue her work and to fight the good fight. We've been trying to cost the coal industry as much money as we possibly can until it's not economically feasible for them to mine coal there anymore. And that's the only way that you're going to get people like that. I don't care whether it's coal mining or hydrofracking or uranium mining, any sort of extraction. That's the only way you're going to get them to stop it, is if you make it too costly for them to keep doing it. And so we've done that in a couple of different ways. We've got a bunch of different projects going on. I personally have been trying to do as much outreach as possible and let the rest of the world know what's been going on in Appalachia for the last century. But there's been a lot of other things going on as well, lawsuits and litigation, as well as a lot of direct action campaigns, people climbing up into trees and stopping them from blasting on the mountains by doing that, or chaining themselves to equipment and that sort of thing. And that costs them a whole lot of money. But yeah, like I said, there's been numerous projects going on at Coal River Mountain Watch over the past couple of months. We were just able to get a mortgage to buy the building that we've been occupying, renting for a couple of years now, and so hopefully we can keep getting the funding to actually pay that off. That'd be nice. But we've been using that building to host different community events and things like that. We have a giant community garden in the back, and we use the upstairs to house our volunteers and any visiting college groups we get in. But yeah, I think that's about all the time I have, but thank y'all very much for having me out here today.